bewildering act. I almost didn't notice at first, but is that the key point here? Makoto knows, well, we know that the bathroom door doesn't fit properly, so you've got to twist and lift to be able to get into the room, into the bathroom. There's no lock on it, but the killer would have thought that it was Sayaka's room, most likely, because the door nameplates were switched. Therefore, they would believe that there was a lock there when actually the door was stuck, and would then dismantle the door. A bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Come on then. Right, the number of weak spots will start going up, but no matter how many weak spots, essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. It's important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to run your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. Make your arguments. Bathroom door frame. Okay, so I've got to find the right bit of evidence, or the right thing that they say to shoot down.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Yes.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yes.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Yes.
Then the killer ran after her.
Uh-huh.
And they got into the bathroom.
Yep.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Yes.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Only the girls' rooms have locks, not the guys' rooms.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
Ah.
After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Yep.
Why didn't your bathroom door open?
Well.
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Aha.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
Yeah.
That's not lucky at all.
I think being in this entire situation isn't lucky,
So the
mate.
reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Yep.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Convinced that the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important thing about the scene of the crime is that they didn't know... that they didn't know was... the crime took place somewhere. They didn't know was that it took place in the
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
Yep.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
Not
And
actually.
yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms,
Yep.
which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
Exactly.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Precisely.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Right.
That is a definite possibility.
You just want to screw with everybody
so
and
the
with
killer
me.
would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then
Yes.
Makoto couldn't have done it.
Exactly. Hey!
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
No, you
But
can't do that in real life.
What happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
No, don't you
Majority
dare.
rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
That's a very
Does
bad
no
decision.
one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Please.
As a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh.
Please, Hina, please.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
That's a good point.
How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Yeah.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Exactly.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
What?
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No.
True, but...
That can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
You're just idiot, though.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
She has to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. So, right. Just like it. Because... Because...
I got it!
Okay, that must be... That's the only thing I think
Sayaka
of
was
that...
already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Yes. Psycho, no matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Wait, what?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
Yeah.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
Oh,
When you
snap.
write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
Yeah.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
True.
Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
What?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
So that means...
And either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
Yeah.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
Well, no.
I didn't.
But of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Oh, damn! And that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Yeah, alright, shut up.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Go
Very
on,
well,
then.
Pay attention.
It's gonna be about the nameplates and the fact that clearly wouldn't have gone to there because... Got nameplates. It's all gonna come up right now anyway.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Correct.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
Yes.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Damn it.
No, it's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms
Oh wait, no,
got
that was the
switched.
right time.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves.
Yeah.
As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name.
Oh damn.
And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Yeah.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus,
Yeah.
their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
No, it wasn't me.
Then who did it?
So one person could have switched the nameplates. The only person who had switched rooms.
I got
Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also
Damn.
infer as much from her note.
I want to talk to you about just us two in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
To
She
lure them
wanted
in.
someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
Yeah.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
Well, there is a very good
To
reason.
understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
And it wasn't Boom Boom.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
Yes.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka
Yes.
fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps
Yes.
the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes,
Well, then,
I
yes.
think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Uh-huh.
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
He's so right. It's because there's no doubt.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear.
It's the gold.
Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Yeah.
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And
Goddamn
there's
cheap
some on
stuff.
her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword right there on her wrist.
Yep.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Yamada, shut up. You're useless.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
As are you. Into my room. Led to Sayaka's death. That's what we need to make clear. It's a bit more. Oh, for God's sake. Is this because you're gonna have multiple bullets now? Yeah. Only one of these bullets. In other words, from here on out, you have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots. With the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence. Press the Q key to rotate. And use the mouse wheel. Okay, that's easier. Now if activity set to kind, fewer bullets reloaded into the cylinder. Perhaps not set to mean. Damn it. At least I've got the mouse wheel though. Shorty, like, set replica sword. Okay.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Damn it. I haven't seen no idea.
Shoot!
There must be some contradiction somewhere. God
When
damn
the
it.
fighting broke out, The culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
No. I completely missed all of that. No explanation how a certain part of the sword got damaged.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Ah.
No, it's wrong.
Okay. Jeez, that's getting difficult now.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Uh-huh.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Alright,
If the
Slowpoke.
sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Right.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Pretty much.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
Well,
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
precisely.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife.
Precisely.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I
Exactly.
get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then,
well.
after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Sure, she never used the sword. The palms of her hands. If she did, the palms would have the gold on too.
You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I
Oh,
said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle.
yeah, it certainly looks
It's
that way.
safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
And that's only she had time to wash her hands after being stabbed.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
No.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Oh, shut up.
No, that's not it at
Let's go. Because certain regulations tell us what happens in the bathroom at midnight. The water is turned off.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh,
Right.
I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Ugh.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult.
Obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the
That
killer
means-
is the only one who used the sword. But
Exactly.
hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Without the sword. Sayaka.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
Yep.
We already said that the attack started with...
The person with the
knife.
knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka.
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, I'm sure you probably pieced this together.
It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Well,
she took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation,
well, that means...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe
Correct.
the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Yep.
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So the
all that's why she
nameplates were
switched the
switched.
names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
So why did you think I was capable of murder when it wouldn't even implicate somebody else?
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Damn.
She was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Leon's face explains it all here.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Sorry.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it.
We're getting to that.
It'd be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Don't be so blasé.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Now, is it really all over? Obviously it's Frania who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, well, we still have quite a few left. There's nothing left. Not true. Dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Wrong.
No, it's wrong!
He wouldn't know about this. Because the only ones who really
There still might
investigated...
be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
The only people who really investigated were myself, Kyoko, probably Celeste and Byakuya.
Dying. Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Yep.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Oh. No question that Sayaka wrote that message and I can prove it.
I got it!
There's only blood on her left
Her
index
left
finger.
index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Yep.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it.
And besides, that's the only place there's
still-
blood on her hands, so...
What the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
Should?
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Yeah.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Greek alphabet?
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
What? What?
No, it's just... I'll look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
And you haven't?
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Oh,
But
shut
even
up.
if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
No, it doesn't, but... Damn, it's no use, I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
God. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Uh-huh.
You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Come on, you guys should be somewhat intelligent. Almost 280 degrees. Crystal clear.